If you clicked on this video, that means you're a first-time DM or someone who's looking to become a DM. Well, here's the video for you. I've got 10 things you need to know before you pick up the mantle of the forever DM, because once you start, you'll never give up. Trust me. Number 1, what style of game do you like? As a player, what kind of games do you like? Because they are the games that you would like to run. And then you would have to find like-minded people to play that game. Every DM has their own style. It could be heavy role play. It can be comedic effect. It can be a mixture of both. It can be just straight out combat for the whole thing. Every DM will have their own style. And that's what the first one really is about, is finding your style. And usually how you do that is, if you play the game, you kind of know what you like. And if you don't know what you like, go research. Research other games, other people who play games. Like, watch your Critical Roles or your Dimension 20s. Not just for, you don't have to watch the whole long campaigns. Watch the one-shots. What you see, what you feel like, no, you know, that's too roleplay heavy for me. They're very theatre, I don't like that. Or, you know what, that's too combat oriented. I'd like a bit of drama and a bit, you gotta find out what you really like. Number 2 is know your players. To run a table is to know the people at your table. Now, I'm not saying you can, every DM needs to know every single in and out of a player, but if you can kind of get the vibe of that person, what they like, it's kind of, you come intuitive with them. If you know what makes a player think, or what will make them go, or what make them like, this is boring, well, then you know. Number 3, be prepared, but also be very flexible. I'm not saying don't plan for a session. You should always prepare for sessions. But always prepare for that session not to go the way it wants. You could write for about 4 hours for a session, alright? 4 hours. And you might make it through half of it, not even half of it, in one session. And you were thinking, wait, that's supposed to take a whole session. Because the group are talking to a gnome called Clarence for the last hour, trying to get a deal over potions. You know, it happens. Trust me, it happens. But then you can add that. You can add that then to the next session. Never be like, oh, I need to get through all this. I wrote this all for this one session. I need to get it through this one session. Nope. No, you don't. You can just withhold that information and wait. And you know what the beautiful thing is? If it doesn't happen, save it for later. Just save that encounter for later. If they don't go left and you want them to go left, save that encounter for later. You have it for later. Like, there is no, you don't need to use this now. Now, you might need to think of something new for the right, but save it for later. Why not? You can always save what you've written. Once it's written, it's written. Do you know what I mean? But you can never predict what the party's going to do. So just save it for later. Be prepared, but also be flexible. Now, number 4 is taboo. Taboo. No one likes talking about safe things. Yeah, we get a lot of hate sometimes talk about safety tools and stuff like that on this channel. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. People are weird. We do conventions where we do it with randomers, so kind of safety is kind of like important for everyone. Teams. So make sure people are not. Just ask people at the start of the session. You cool with? Do you have any phobias of this? Whatever. Make sure everyone at the table is safe. That's number 4. Just ask them a question like, any phobias? Is there anything I can't talk about? Is there something that will trick you off? Because sometimes you don't know. You just don't. Now, if you are long friends and you know each other in and out, you don't need to ask these questions because you probably already know these things. But maybe just ask just before curious. People will appreciate you asking these kind of questions. Trust me. Number 5, your first goal does not have to be this 10-year campaign. Your first goal could just be a one-shot. And then if everyone loves the one shot, you can then turn that one shot into a campaign. But just start small. Start small for your first time DMing. Don't go mental. Don't go making a whole CD, because you'll just get bogged down and you won't even run the game. Just relax. Take a deep breath. Do a little tavern. Do a little adventure outside in the forest. Get attacked in the forest. Come back. All you've got to do for a first session to get that session under that belt. That's all you have to do, and then you can expand from there if you like it. Because no point planning for something for like months on end and making a whole world, and then when you start the DM, you're like, actually, I don't really like this. I don't really like to play this game. Start small. Make sure you like it first before you start putting all the time and effort into it. Tip 6. Embrace improvisations. If a player does something that you were not expecting, roll with it. It will lead to beautiful chaos. It will lead down roads that you will never thought in your million years. I have a saying that the dice tell a better story than I could ever tell. And I truly believe that with improvisation. Thus, if someone says, you know what, I need to go look for, let's say, a rock named Frank. I'm like, what are you looking for? Like, don't question it. All right, let's go looking for him. Roll me a perception check. Let's see where this goes. You see someone carrying Frank around. Who's carrying Frank? Is Frank okay? Roll me an insight to see if Frank is okay. This just develops, and the story just keeps building by itself. It's collaborative storytelling. It's what D&D is all about. Roleplay. Don't be afraid to let your players go a bit wacky and let them improvise. Just let them. If you don't never question what they want to do. Just let them run wild. It's brilliant. Embrace improv. Embrace it. Tip 7. Pace your game. Now, when I'm talking about pacing your game, I'm talking about, I like to sometimes think of my sessions like an episode of a series. I like to have sometimes a big start, low time mid, and then I always finish on a cliffhanger. Always finish on a cliffhanger. It's kind of my thing. My players are always like, no, we want to play next session. I like ending the session on something for them to want to come back for the next session. I've always wanted to drop on that little cliffhanger. It's just something I've always done, something I will do. It's I kind of narrate the pace, so I kind of have like heavy roleplay probably at the starting of the session, combat in the middle, reveal, and then what's that, and then end session. Do you know what I mean? So you hear a man coming in the room, you feel something metal poking you in the back, you turn around and you see end session. And everyone's like, no, you can't end the session there. Yes, you can. You're the DM. Make it like I like to pace my games like an episode. The way you know a roleplay session, when a conversation's kind of dying down and people want to move on, is the room goes quiet. Trust me, as a DM, you'll know. When everyone just goes, yeah, we maybe we'll go to sleep. Yeah, I think we'll go. That's when you start to move the game on. If they want to roleplay, let them roleplay. They'll talk to themselves, so maybe you just give them a little nudge to talk. But that's if that's the first time. Number 8, managing resources. One of the probably worst things you have to do as a DM is managing resources, because no one likes to count up mats and how many key points you have, and so it's your kind of a rule of thumb is. I have a rule of thumb with my players is they help me out, I help them out. It's kind of like we have a code of honor, strength and honor we actually call it. Every time we call each other out on something, we go strength and honor, and I will reward sometimes people on it. Like if he uses 4 key points to do 4 moves that he couldn't do, someone would say strength and honor, you can't do that, and we all kind of keep each other in check, because No one wants to beat the big bad guy and be like, oh, you know what, I actually couldn't do that in the first place. No one wants to be that guy. I don't want to kill a character or horrendously hurt someone on an accident and be like, oh no, you should have passed that wisdom saving throw because Yoke has the aura of protection and you should have got a +2 to that. We all together manage our own resources and help each other out. It makes the game. It might be. You might be like, oh, would you say that? I would have got the attack off. But in the long run, the game will be so much better. I'm telling you, start from the beginning and get everyone on the same page. Everyone will then start keeping everyone else in kind of check off, or like, not check, but like help each other out and be like, no, you're not so, and strength and honor, we always say. But there's so much to keep track of that having a little help from your friends that goes a long, long way. Trust me. Hit points, enemies, spell slots, initiative order, movement. Just so much. Having everyone helping each other out is very good. Number 9. Do not be afraid to use online tools and resources. You'd be mad not to do them. I constantly use online tools. If you check some of the shorts on this channel, you'll see a lot of TM tips we do, and we show you all of our little tricks that we use, to NPC makers, to encounter builders, to just encounters themselves. I love a random encounter, love it, and I always will use them because I'm a very on the fly kind of guy. Trust me. Use online resources. You'll need them, and it just helps so much. Even for initiative, for combat, for roleplay purposes, use online resources. Check the shorts out on this channel. You'll see a lot of. And number 10, the final tip I have from years of being a DM to another DM: make sure you kill all the characters. No, I'm joking. Joking. You have to kill at least one before you become a real DM. But we'll talk about that in a different video. No, I'm joking. But I'm not. Number 10. Have fun. Have fun and learn. That is the last tip I'm going to tell you. Is if you are not enjoying your time and everyone else around the table is not enjoying the time, what's the point? Have fun and make sure everyone around the table is having fun. Trust me, you'll love it. And I hope the dice scores are strong with you in your first ever game of DMing. And please let me know how it goes in the comments below. It's your boy Happy. And also, if you're looking for dice or anything like that, we are sponsored by Dakota Irish. Use the DOPESANDDRAGONS in the checkouts. Get 10% off any dice or trinkets you'd like. So DMs is your first time. You can get some cool stuff down there. There's actually, I'm pretty sure there's some one-shot modules as well. So yeah, for now, check over Dakota Irish. Make sure you use our link. Make sure you use our code word in the checkout. DOPESANDDRAGONS. And thank you for watching.